Hi, I'm going to take you through a fitness Pilates class. I shall give you two demonstrations. One will be for beginners, one will be for more intermediate style participants. Please do how many repetitions feels comfortable for you. Please watch any of the demonstrations and make sure you're happy with your position. I'm going to start down on the floor, just going to mobilise our spines first. We position the hands underneath the shoulders and we position our knees underneath the hips. We're looking for a nice flat back, so you draw the tummy muscle in so that you can feel slight pressure of the abdominals towards the spine. To perform the cat, we're going to elevate the spine up towards the ceiling, tucking the chin and the pelvis under, and then we drop, so the bottom and the head lifts. So you draw your breath in, you exhale as you exhale up, inhale, and lower gently down. So you can feel yourself mobilizing the spine from the tailbone up towards the neck, and then from the neck down towards the lower back. Tilting the pelvis and getting the movement up and down. So you elevate up, tuck the chin and the pelvis under, and then you release it the other way. We'll do one more. Up, 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 up. And then release to your flat back. That was going up, down. Now we're going to go side to side. So imagine you're a dog with a tail. Wag it from the right to the left. Right to the left. If you have no issues with your neck, then turn your eyes towards the moving hip. Again, it's just to loosen off. Now you can perform your cat-cow again, but I'm going to show a more intermediate style maneuver. So we're going to tuck the toes under and we're going to elevate the spine up towards the ceiling. Here, pushing the hands and the feet into the floor, drive the chest towards your thighs. As you come into the second maneuver, draw your body forward, release onto the toenails, sink the thigh, sink the knee, and come up. So if you look at the feet, you curl your toes, you elevate up, pressing the chest towards your thighs, and then you release. Remember to change the position of the feet to sink. So again, this is about mobilization, movement, and doing what feels comfortable for you. A perfect example of one exercise, but two adaptations. Pull the shoulders away from your ears, then drop to the knees. Sit the bottom back. You can take your knees slightly wider, and then you just release towards the floor. Returning back to an easy level, we've got the knees back underneath the hips, we've got the wrists back underneath the shoulders. Feel suction pads underneath the hands and underneath your knees. Equal the pressure down between each contact of the floor, and then draw the tummy muscle towards your spine so you've got a fifth point of contact. Then extend your right leg behind, keeping the same contact between the two hands and the knee. Second side, so you can still feel pressure between the hands and the knee that's still on the floor, but you still maintain the pressure between the tummy muscle and your spine. So you can maintain your level one. If you want to make it slightly more challenging, then bring your hands forward. Slide your shoulders over your wrist, so you're in a longer line. Make contact with the abdominals to the spine and elevate the leg. Now there is a third position where you have the toes to the floor, the knees elevated, shoulders pull away from your ears, connect abdominals to spine and elevate the leg. You will have a natural curve in your spine, so it doesn't look the same for everyone. Knees down and pull back. Now do please remember that there is a big difference between the levels, so you only do the one that feels right for you. Now this is core strength. This is increasing abdominal strength. This time it's going to be the arm. So the knees under hips, the wrist under shoulders. Pick a hand up and pull. Still connect abdominals to spine. Absolutely no movement anywhere else. And then you'll do 8 with the other side. So pressure point the hand down. Pull your tummy muscle in. I will be taking it through to the next levels. Hands come forward. Body weight comes forward. Abdominals are drawn in. Pressure point your hand to the floor and pull. Everything else stays nice and still. So this can be hands and knees or hands and toes. No movement anywhere. This is core stabilization. Third position. Take your feet slightly wider. Remember, you're doing the amount that suits you. And then you'd follow that on with the other side. Once you're done, sit yourself back and relax. Feel the release of the tension in the body. Now, as we've started to use the muscles, they shorten. So we stretch out, coming back to wrist under shoulders, knees under hips. Pull the shoulders back, pull the tummy in. Extend your right leg behind you, keeping your toes on the floor. Square the hip. Feel the connection here of tummy muscle to spine. Elevate that leg so you can feel it through the quadricep, the thigh and the bottom. And then extend out the opposite arm. Then you imagine that you're in a tug of war. Someone's pulling on your ankle, someone's pulling on your wrist, and your body stretches. But we will do that on the other side. So come back. Shoulders away from ears. Extend your left leg. Square the hip. Engage the tummy. Lift the leg so you can feel the tension in your thigh. Up comes your arm. That's placed by your ear. Someone pulls on your ankle. Someone pulls on your wrist. And your body stretches in a perfect line. The pointer stretch. And release. So coming round. So now the position comes so that we're laying on the floor. If you don't have a mat, doesn't matter as long as you're on a carpet. Feet nice and flat to floor. Arms are extended. There's 3 things that you focus on this one. 1 is that your shoulders stay grounded. 2, the hips remain nice and flat. We're going to elevate one leg, connect to the core so the low back's in neutral, and then the second leg. And we're going to drop the legs towards the right, but we're going to turn the head to the left. You can feel spinal rotation. Come back to the centre. So the legs will drop left and your eyes will go right. Shoulders nice and flat, and you can feel that working through the obliques at the side of the body. You want a different level? Then if you're going to drop your legs to the right, extend your left leg. Keeping your legs together so they don't wobble. Remember to turn your eyes away from the moving leg. And then if you want another level, the two legs are long. Shoulders nicely grounded, low back nicely pressed down. Remember to turn your eyes away from your legs. Spinal rotation, just loosening off the spine. Drop each leg to the floor. Now coming into your bridge. Hands up, hands down, whatever feels comfortable for you. The feet are slightly apart, but they are level with the hips. And then just connect to the lower back. So you imagine that between the belly button and the pubic bone, flattens down towards the floor. So you can feel that tension now. And then as you exhale, peel your bottom, low back, and then travel up into your bridge. Now you're not looking for too much height, so you're not pushing the chest and the ribs up. Imagine pulling your shoulders down and then pressing up through the bottom, because the strength should be in the back of your legs through the bottom and into your back. And then you roll from the top of the spine gently down so that your bottom touches the floor last. If you're happy to stay on the easy option, then keep your feet flat. Otherwise, your option is to elevate your heels. Remember to connect to the lower back. So you do a spinal tilt and then you roll yourself away from the floor. Remain here. And now check that the tension is in the back of your legs, in the bottom and in your lower back. So draw your shoulders towards the floor and then try and knit your ribs together. Now you can remain static without any movement, or you can start to increase in tension by lifting one leg. Check that the weight is in the standing leg and then lift the second leg. So your body remains still even though you've got elevation. Now that leg can be bent or your leg can lengthen. Tight thigh, bend leg, drop down. Tight thigh, bend leg, drop down. Now, although this is working through your back muscles, you're getting a really good stretch in your hamstring as long as you're attempting to straighten your leg. One more. Now remember, top of the spine rolling down first. Bottom touches last. Now if you want to stretch, you can do the single or double leg. You pull a knee towards your chest. This would be a single leg pull. This is a double leg pull. And you can feel your coccyx pushing away from the rest of the spine as it stretches out. So I'm coming into the upper body on the bridge. So remember, you can keep your feet flat or you can do it with your heels elevated. Palms up or down, whatever feels comfortable for you. Connect to your lower back. So you tuck your tailbone and you push the coccyx away from the rest of the spine. And then you exhale, gently rolling up. Feet flat, toes on the floor, heels elevated, your choice. Try and get a little bit higher by just walking your feet in closer and elevating the bottom. Place your hands on the top of your thigh and then draw the breath in Exhale, circle round. Now, if that is not comfortable, then you can return your arms back across the ribs. But your intention is to strengthen up the back of the legs, to come into the glutes, and to open up through the chest. A static contraction, strengthening the back. So if you're on your toes, it would look like this. And then you comfortably release it down. And if you're doing a single leg pull, it's the other leg. But if you're comfortable with a double leg pull, you pull in both. And feel your coccyx pushing away from the rest of your spine. Sitting ourselves up. Again, this is core stabilization. We imagine that we have a ball between the knees and we have a ball between the hands. We roll the shoulders away from the ears. Now we're curving the spine on this one. So draw the belly button in and feel your spine curve. Take a breath in. Exhale, roll back halfway. Maintain the tightness in your abdominals. Now imagine you're squeezing that ball between your knees, and we're just going to squeeze into the ball that's in the hands. So you squeeze, release, squeeze, release. And as you squeeze, you exhale. And then roll back up. I'm going to open your spine, so just lengthen your legs. Now pull the belly button in and curve the spine over the ball. So you feel a lovely stretch in your back. Release, back into position. So you have a ball between your knees. You have a ball between your hands. Shoulders pull back, tummy pulls in, and you curve your spine. Exhale and roll back. Connect through to the tummy muscle so you can feel yourself drawing it in. Now take your ball and float it up and float it down. Keep tightness within the abdominals. You only do the amount of repetitions that feels correct for you. You want to stop at any time. You come into the release. Strengthening the core, strengthening the back. Now come up for the release. Imagine there's a ball between your ribs and your thighs, and you curve over the top of the ball. And that gives you a roundness in your spine as it stretches out. We're going to roll all the way back. We're going to come into some abdominal work. Feet down on the floor. Position the hands so they're pointing towards the ceiling and the palms are facing in. If you have any issues in your neck, lay on a towel and hold the corners of your towel so that your head is supported as you roll yourself up and roll yourself down, trying to release the stress from the neck. So we exhale, roll up. We bring the bottom rib towards the hip and then we roll down. Exhale, roll up. Pulling the tummy down towards the spine. To try not to hold your breath, remember to exhale up and inhale down. Now you can remain on that, or we can statically contract. So we exhale up, turn the palms towards the floor. Exhale, press, inhale, release. Exhale, press, inhale, release. Exhale, press, Inhale, release. Remember, do as many as feels comfortable for you. You don't want to be putting any pressure into your neck. Should feel tension in your lower abdominal area. And then we're going to roll down. Relax. This time, it's legs. So you can leave your arms on the floor. Pick one leg up and position your knee above your hip. Make sure the abdominals are in the correct position so you feel gentle pressure of the tummy towards the floor. Up comes second leg. Palms face in, shoulders flat to floor. Exhale up. Statically contract the lower abdominals. Drop a bent leg. Return. Drop a bent leg. Obviously, the longer the lever, the leg, the harder this exercise is. So you have an option to extend. But you've got to do what feels right for you. Maintain softness around the neck, so you're contracting through the tummy muscle. And roll gently down. Recover. And then we're going to put the two together. So that's the movement of the arm with the movement of the leg. Knees positioned above the hips. Now, if that feels uncomfortable within your lower back, you can draw your knees slightly closer towards your body. But ideally, tabletop, knees above hips. Exhale your way up. Feel that the bottom rib has slid towards your hip. Now, two arms, one leg, accompanied with the breath out, or two arms, two legs. Now that's very strenuous, so you have to decide whether you're going to do a single or a bent leg. Make sure you breathe out and you breathe in. There's no movement within the lower back, as your abdominals are controlling. Remember, do the amount of repetitions that feels right for you and stabilize the tummy. Relax. Soften through. We've done the bent leg drop, so now we're coming to a straight leg drop. So rather than having bent legs, we have straight legs. The position of your toes, wherever it feels comfortable for you. Single leg drop, pulling the tummy muscle towards the spine. Down goes one leg. It only drops to a position where you are comfortable within your back. The weight of the leg in the air helps to stabilize your lower back. Now I want to show you a variation on scissors. So you could be bent leg. You elevate your upper body and you grab the back of your left leg. You drop your right leg and your left leg comes towards your chest. Maintain softness within your neck. You grab the back of the thigh and the other leg drops down towards the floor. Now it could be done with the head down. But if you look at the adaptations, it can be done with a leg straight. Breathe out, pulling it towards you. Again, you're going to get a lovely stretch in your hamstrings whilst you're working through the core and stabilizing the back. And then stretch out. We've been working our backs, so now we're going to do them laying on our fronts. Semi-extending your arms so that you're not stretching through your upper body. Feel the connection of your thighs on the floor, and then just gently tuck your tailbone under. Elevation of one leg. So you should feel it in the back of the leg, travelling into the bottom. If you're comfortable with this manoeuvre, then up comes opposite arm. Variations on this particular move could be that you do a double leg lift. But try and keep your legs together as they elevate off the floor, and make sure it's your thighs that are coming off the floor and not just your shins. So you should feel a nice contraction here in your bottom. And then you could do that with the upper body. Controlling it with your breath. Another way to stretch is to place your bottom near your feet. Nice and comfortable, so the back gets to relax and stretch out. Returning flat. Knuckles on the floor, down by the side of your body. Now just try and just gently tuck here, so you're lengthening there, and then slide your top rib off the floor. So you're not leading with your head, you are focusing on lifting your rib. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Now to come higher into the back, we have goal posts with the hands, so the elbows level with the shoulders. We have the same lift, but now we pull elbows to ribs, releasing the elbows and then dropping down. Elbow to ribs, release the arms and drop down. So you're staying elevated slightly longer, helping you to strengthen your back. So you can do as many repetitions of these as you feel comfortable within your back, and then you'll stretch out. Remember, you can have your knees apart, you drop your bottom towards your feet, and you release your body. Stretching very important, but you'd only stretch once you've used your muscle. I'll give you adaptations to your stretches. I've got my knees underneath my hips, my feet are directly behind me. I've got my toes flat to the floor. I'm going to bring my arms up. I'm going to leave the left in the air, and I'm going to bring the right to the back of my lower back. And then I'm just going to press forwards. You can feel a nice opening at the front of your hip while you are supporting your back. You want to make this more intense. The hand comes away from your back. Slide it down the back of your leg and across the back of the calf onto your heel. Look up and then push forwards. Feel that beautiful stretch across your thighs, your hips and along the front. And bring both hands to the front of your thighs. Bring your hands to the floor under your shoulders. and then come up into your cat. So it's the opposite to what you've just done. Now, if you're happy with your camel, you could curl your toes so your heels are higher. Shoulders back. This will make it easier. It's on the lower back. You look up, you press forwards. And if you're going to move on, find your heel. Now the heel is higher, so it's a little bit easier to find. Hands onto your thighs. Release the toes. Hands under shoulders. Chin under, pelvis under, and curve your spine. Release. Hands back on your thighs. Now we bring the right leg forward. I'm going to stretch here. So you can see the right leg is beautifully long. We're going to lean forward, which makes this right knee bend. And we're going to put the hands inside the right leg, like so. Then you're going to drop your left thigh and your left hip. But you've got support with your hands as you open up the back hip. Walking the hands towards you, lifting your right toes. Drop your chest towards the floor and the stretch moves to the back of this right leg. Take the weight into your hands and slide your right leg to 3 o'clock. Put the full foot flat, drop to your forearms, slide your bottom further back. Now push the heel away from you and open up your inside thigh. Reposition weight back into your hands. Bring your right foot so it's placed underneath the right knee. Lift yourself up. Elevate your left arm. Drop your right fingers down towards the floor. Now, without leaning forward or backwards, lean to the right. And you're trying to get your right fingers to touch the floor so that your left arm is above your head by your ear. Bring this foot back. A double camel, easy option. You've got your heels high. Slightly more challenging, your feet are flat. If you're not going to do a double camel, go back to a single. Hands can be on the lower back so that you have support. Pressing forwards, looking up at the ceiling. And then down come the hands. Onto one heel. Onto the second heel. Now push your thighs, your hips and your ribs forward. Two hands on thighs. Return to cat. So tuck chin and pelvis and then elevate the spine, getting a really good stretch in your back. Release. Left leg is straight, but then you bend it. And if you look, your knee is behind your heel. Two hands on the inside. And then you drop your right thigh and your right hip to the floor. So this is the area that you can feel the stretch. Then you walk the hands back, you lift your left toes, the left leg is reasonably straight, and then you drop your chest down towards the floor. As you lift your upper body, slide your left leg to 9 o'clock, putting your full foot flat on the floor, drop to your forearms, slide your bottom back and then push the left heel away from you. When you return the left foot, the heel is under your knee, your right arm is up in the air, you take your left hand off, and then you exhale to the left, keeping your right arm above your ear as you're trying to drop your fingers towards the floor. Release. Return your left leg. Put the hands down on the floor. Curl your toes and then eject the bottom high up into the air. Now looking at your feet, they're hip width apart. You bend your right knee, you drop your left heel. You bend your left knee, you drop your right heel. But while you are doing this exercise, press the palms into the floor. The lower the heel goes, the deeper the stretch. Then try this. Lower your two heels as far as they'll go. They don't have to touch the floor. Push your hands into the floor and bring the ribs towards your legs. We've done lots of hamstring stretches. Normally they're one of the tighter muscles in the body. Lift your heels, bend your knees, walk your hands to your feet. Your spinal roll. Knees can be soft, legs can be long, just depends on your capability. Hang like a rag doll, so touch your chin to your chest and open up the back of your neck. Then gently, with support if you need it, keep your hands on your legs, otherwise the hands are away, and roll up. Bringing your shoulders round the back, and the weight is in the balls of your feet. Breathe in, lift. Exhale, slide to the right. Exhale, slide to the left. Now draw the tummy in and start to roll down. Loosen your shoulders, hang like a rag doll, tuck chin to chest and open up the back of your neck. Slide up. A little bit of balance work. Put all of the weight into your right leg. Lift your left knee. When you reposition your left leg down, shift the weight into your left. Pick up your right. And you try and keep your hips square. Incorporating some stretching. Bring your arms up. Exhale, lift heels. Start to drop your arms, bend your legs, and rise. Lift your heels, stretch. Then as you drop your heels, drop your arms. And up, stretch, and drop. Now do it without the heel lifts. Stay there. Now reach to the ceiling. Push the feet into the floor. Lift up through your rib cage. Lift up through your shoulders. Extend your arms. And then relax. crossing your arms and lifting. Crossing your arms and lifting. Crossing your arms and lifting. Then just bring your hands down in the centre. Stand on one leg, shake it out. Second leg. Release your arms. And then please give yourselves a well-deserved clap.